Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build the safest house.
Round 1.
So I want to build something really safe today, and I have been thinking about what materials would work best for this project. Let me start with this white concrete because I think it is one of the best building blocks in the game. White concrete is a good block because it looks clean and modern and it has a nice smooth texture without any annoying grain patterns like some other blocks have. I am placing these blocks to make a frame for my shelter which will protect me from all the dangers outside. This is going to be like a cover over my head, similar to what you see in modern architecture with flat roofs and simple shapes. The white color also reflects light really well, so my house will be easy to spot even from far away, which I think is pretty cool. Now, I need to put something on top of this frame to complete the roof section of my shelter. I will use oak planks for the roof part because they are one of my favorite building materials in the whole game. Oak planks are nice because they are easy to get from oak trees, which grow almost everywhere in the game world. They also look natural and warm when you combine them with the white concrete, creating a nice contrast between natural and modern materials. Now I need to build the second floor on top of this foundation, which is exciting because second floors always make houses look more impressive. I am going to make walls from light blue glass panes instead of regular glass blocks. Glass panes are thinner than full glass blocks, so they look more realistic like real windows in real houses, where the glass is not super thick. In real life, windows are only a few millimeters thick, so using glass panes gives that same feeling in the game. I think this gives my house a nice open feeling because you can see through the walls, and natural light can come inside, which makes rooms feel bigger and more welcoming. On the right side, I have this balcony area sticking out from the main building, and I need to put some safety rails there. I am using glass for the railing so nobody falls off, but you can still see the view outside without any obstruction. Safety is important when you build high places because in real life and in the game you can get hurt from falling. Okay, now I need to work on the first floor that is right under my second floor, because it still needs a lot of attention. The ground here is just dirt, and that does not look good for a house floor at all. Dirt is messy and uneven, and it does not feel like a proper home when you have dirt under your feet. I am replacing all this dirt with oak planks and white concrete, which will make a huge difference in how the space looks and feels. This makes the floor look much better and cleaner like a real house should look. Oak planks feel warm and cozy for a floor, which is why many people use wood flooring in their real homes too. The white concrete adds some nice contrast and creates patterns that make the floor more interesting to look at, instead of just plain wood everywhere. For the walls on this first floor, I am putting light blue glass and some oak plank slabs to add variety and detail. Slabs are only half the height of regular blocks, so they are good for adding details without taking up too much space or looking too bulky. You can use slabs to create windowsills or decorative trim that would be impossible with full blocks. I like how the light blue glass matches with the glass I used upstairs on the second floor walls. When you use the same colors in different parts of your house, it makes everything look connected and planned out like a real architect designed it. This is something I learned from watching other builders and trying to understand why their builds look so good, while mine sometimes look random and messy. Now, I want to add a swimming pool in front of my house because every safe house needs a place to relax after a hard day of surviving. Swimming pools also add a lot of value to any property and they make your house look more luxurious and fancy. I am building the pool walls from white concrete to match my house and keep that clean, modern look going throughout my whole property. I am not making it too deep because shallow pools are safer and you do not need that much water to have fun swimming around. Deep pools can be dangerous because you might drown if you run out of air, which would be really bad for a safe house. I am adding some block stairs inside the pool so you can walk in and out easily instead of just jumping, which can hurt your legs. Now let me fill this pool with water bucket by bucket. There we go. Now I have a nice swimming pool for my safe house where I can cool off and relax. Here comes my special protection idea that I am really excited about because I think it is pretty clever. I am placing cobwebs in a square shape all around my entire house to create a barrier that enemies cannot easily pass through. Cobwebs slow down anyone who tries to walk through them, so bad guys cannot run to my house quickly and attack me. They will get stuck and move very slowly like they are walking through thick, sticky honey or glue. I think this is a smart defense because cobwebs are hard to break without the right tools like swords or shears. Most monsters and players will struggle to get through this sticky trap, which gives me time to prepare or escape if I need to. Now, for my final protection layer, I am placing netherrack blocks in front after the cobweb area to create even more danger for intruders. The special thing about netherrack is that it burns forever when you light it on fire, unlike wood or other blocks that burn up completely. This makes netherrack perfect for creating permanent fire traps that never go out and always stay dangerous. I am setting all of them on fire now and watching the flames spread across the blocks. So anyone who gets past the cobwebs will have to deal with fire, which causes damage over time, and can even set players on fire if they stand in it too long. The combination of slow movement from cobwebs and then fire damage creates a really effective defense system. Phew, it took so much effort. Great, my safest house is ready.
Hello?
Hey, Banana Kid, look, I built it. Do you like?
No.
What? Is it very easy to bypass my defenses with one simple sword? Or just jump over?
Oh.
It's a pity, but I tried so hard. Maybe then you'll try to build the best, safest house yourself?
Yay!
They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready?
Yahoo!
Then go ahead.
Round 2.
So, Banana Kid is starting his safe house project right now, and I can already tell he has a clear vision of what he wants to build. He is making the outline of his first and second floors using gray concrete, light gray concrete, and white concrete together in a very careful arrangement. He is building in a modern architecture style which is very popular these days in real-world construction and in game builds too. Modern style uses simple geometric shapes and clean straight lines without too many decorations or fancy details that can make buildings look cluttered. The beauty of modern architecture comes from its simplicity and the careful balance of different elements working together. He is leaving big openings in the walls where the windows will go later, which is smart because modern houses are famous for having very large windows. In modern houses, the windows are usually very large to let in lots of natural light, which saves energy and makes people feel happier and more connected to the outdoors. Banana Kid is also thinking about proportions as he builds, which is something that separates good builders from great builders. The ratio between solid walls and window openings needs to be balanced so the building looks stable but also open and inviting. Too many windows would make the structure look weak, while too few would make it look like a fortress or prison. I think he knows what he is doing with this design because modern houses need careful planning to look good, and he seems to have studied this style before starting his project. The color palette he chose with different shades of gray and white is very sophisticated and professional looking, which impresses me, even though I would probably choose brighter colors myself. Now Banana Kid is working on the first floor interior, which is just as important as the exterior walls. He is covering the entire floor with light gray concrete, which creates a smooth and uniform surface. This creates a clean foundation that works well with modern design principles, where floors are often simple and neutral. Light gray is a popular floor color because it hides dirt and scuff marks better than white, but still looks bright and clean, unlike darker colors. For the left wall, he is using gray concrete, which is slightly darker than the floor, creating visual separation between horizontal and vertical surfaces. Using different shades of the same color family is a smart design trick that professional interior designers use all the time. It adds visual interest without making things look too busy or messy, which can happen when you use too many different colors. On the second floor, Banana Kid is now installing blue glass in all the window openings, and this is where his design really starts to shine. He made his windows narrow but very tall, which is a classic modern architecture choice that many famous architects have used in their buildings. Tall, narrow windows make rooms feel higher and more elegant by drawing your eyes upward toward the ceiling. They also let in light from top to bottom of the wall, which spreads natural light better inside the room than short, wide windows would. This creates more even lighting throughout the day as the sun moves across the sky. The blue tint of the glass will also give the interior a cool, calm atmosphere, which is nice for a home where you want to relax. For the walls, he is using gray and light gray concrete again, keeping his color palette consistent and unified throughout the entire structure. Oh, he is also working on the ceiling now, making sure everything looks finished up there, because unfinished ceilings can ruin an otherwise beautiful room. I have to say, Banana Kid is really paying attention to every detail of his build, which takes a lot of patience and dedication. Many builders rush through their projects and miss small details that make big differences in the final result. But Banana Kid is taking his time to get everything right, which is admirable. The way he transitions between different shades of gray creates subtle shadows and highlights that give his walls more depth and dimension. This is advanced building technique that many players never learn because they just slap blocks together without thinking about how they interact visually. Back on the first floor, Banana Kid is filling in the front windows with light blue glass panes now that the structure is complete. Glass panes look more realistic than full glass blocks because they are thinner, just like real window glass in actual buildings. When sunlight hits glass panes, it creates nice thin lines of light instead of thick blocky patterns that full glass blocks make. For all the other walls, he is using light gray concrete to close everything up and seal the interior from the outside elements. His house is really taking shape now, and I have to admit it looks pretty professional, like something you would see in an architecture magazine. Maybe I should have planned my house better like he did instead of just building whatever came to mind. But whatever my house has fire protection, so that is cool too. And at least it will keep me safe, even if it does not win any design awards. Banana Kid is on the roof now, and he is making some changes to it because he is never satisfied until everything is perfect. He is adding light gray concrete alongside the gray concrete that was already there to create more visual complexity. Mixing these two similar colors creates subtle visual texture on the roof that makes it more interesting to look at. From far away, it will look more dynamic and layered than just one flat color, which can look cheap and boring. This is a nice detail that shows he is thinking about how his house looks from the outside, and from different distances too. A good builder always considers multiple viewing angles when designing their structures. At the entrance, he just placed a door so people can actually get inside the house, which is obviously very important for any home. Inside the house, he is building a spiral staircase to connect the first and second floors, and this is a really elegant solution. Spiral staircases save space compared to regular straight stairs because they go up in a tight circular pattern instead of taking up a whole wall. They also look really fancy and sophisticated, which fits perfectly with his modern design aesthetic. Building spiral staircases in the game requires careful block placement and planning, but the result is worth the extra effort. He is also finishing the second floor ceiling from below, now making sure there are no gaps or missing blocks that would let rain or monsters inside. Okay, now Banana Kid is building his security fence, and this is getting really interesting because he is using some unusual materials. He is using dispensers or something that looks like dispensers, but I actually forgot what these things are called, which is embarrassing. Actually, they might be called observers or something similar, but the name escapes me right now. Each fence post is made of 3 of these mechanisms stacked on top of each other, creating tall, sturdy pillars. Between the posts, there are 3 rows of 4 bars each, which create a grid pattern that is impossible to squeeze through. These bars look like iron rods, and they appear automatically when you place these mechanisms facing each other, which is a cool game mechanic. The best thing about this fence is that these bars cannot be broken in survival mode, I think, so any intruder would need special tools or commands to get through. This makes his security fence much stronger than regular wood or iron fences that can be broken with axes. The fence goes all around his entire house, creating a complete perimeter, but he left an opening at the front for the entrance path because he still needs a way to get in and out himself. In front of the house, Banana Kid is now building a stone pathway leading to his door, which adds both function and style to his property. Stone paths look nice and they keep your feet clean compared to walking on dirt or grass. But wait, he is putting a lava lake right in the middle of this path, which is a terrifying surprise for anyone approaching. The lava section is 3 blocks long, which is quite dangerous because that is too far to jump across safely for most players. Lava is one of the most deadly hazards in the game because it burns you quickly and destroys any items you drop when you die. Anyone trying to run straight to his door will fall into the lava and burn to death, which is a horrible way to go. You would need to jump very carefully or build a bridge around it to get past safely, and most intruders would not think to bring building materials. I think this is a pretty mean trap, but also very effective for keeping out unwanted visitors who want to steal his stuff or hurt him. On the inside of his security fence, Banana Kid is placing spike blocks all along the ground in every direction. These spikes will hurt anyone who tries to jump over the fence and land inside the protected area. Even if someone manages to get over those tall fence posts by building up or using special items, they will land right on the spikes and take serious damage. This is a really good backup security measure because it covers a weakness that the fence alone would have. Every good security system needs multiple layers of protection so that if one layer fails, the others can still stop intruders. He is really thinking about all the ways someone might try to break in and blocking each possibility one by one, which shows smart strategic planning. Finally, Banana Kid is installing security cameras on each corner of his house, pointing outward in all directions. This way, he can see everything happening around his property from all angles without any blind spots. No one can approach the house without being seen by at least one camera, which means he will always know when someone is coming. Cameras are great for security because they let you monitor large areas without having to physically be there, watching yourself. And on each fence post, he is placing some strange mechanisms that I cannot identify from here.
Ta-da! Yay!
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's all that noise?
Banana Kid and I are building the safest house, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Maybe then you have comments on the construction of Banana Kid?
Yes, there are a couple of comments. You've made a very small lava lake. You can easily jump over it. If our lights are turned off, the cameras won't help you, and the house will be looted anyway.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you will build the safest house.
Okay, then let's run to the place as soon as possible.
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
But?
Thanks, guys. Then I'm starting. Round 3. I am going to approach this safe house challenge a bit differently from my friends because I believe in working smarter, not harder. Instead of building a house block by block, which takes a lot of time and effort, I am using a special builder box from a mod that contains pre-made structures created by talented builders. This tool allows me to place complex buildings instantly, which saves a lot of time for the main focus of this challenge, which is security and defense systems. Using pre-built structures is a legitimate strategy because it lets you focus on other aspects of your project like landscaping and protection. Let me scroll through these options and find the perfect house for my needs. Not this one, because it's too small for what I need. Not this one either, because the style does not match what I am imagining. Ah, here it is. This is exactly what I was looking for, with a nice size and good design. Now, I need to adjust the terrain around the house so it looks natural and integrated into the landscape. I am smoothing out bumps and filling in gaps so it looks like this house was always here from the beginning. Blending builds into the landscape is an important skill because it makes everything look more believable and less like something that was just dropped from the sky. Now, I am setting up my first line of defense around the house using specialized defensive structures. I am placing wooden sharpened stakes in a fence pattern all around the perimeter of my property. These stakes come from a mod, and they are designed specifically for defense purposes, which makes them much more effective than regular decorative fences. In real medieval times, people used wooden stakes exactly like these to protect castles, camps, and villages from attackers, including cavalry charges. The sharp points make it dangerous for anyone to try to climb over or push through because they would impale themselves on the stakes. These wooden stakes are also historically accurate, which I appreciate, because I like my builds to have some connection to real-world defensive strategies. I am spacing them evenly to create a consistent barrier with no gaps that someone could slip through, because even small openings can be exploited by determined intruders. For my second defensive layer, I am placing pressure-activated spikes around the wooden stakes to create an even more dangerous perimeter. I am arranging them in a checkerboard pattern using 2 complete rows around the entire fence line. The checkerboard pattern is strategic because it covers more ground than placing spikes in straight lines would. When someone steps on these spikes, they activate instantly and cause significant damage to the intruder before they even know what happened. By leaving spaces between them in this alternating pattern, a person cannot easily hop between the spikes because the pattern is unpredictable and confusing. Your brain expects things to be in straight lines, so the checkerboard messes with your spatial awareness. This makes my defense more effective against anyone trying to carefully navigate through the spike field, even if they are moving slowly and watching their feet. I am using commands now to dig a moat around all these defenses because manual digging would take hours for something this large. Commands allow me to work faster and more precisely than digging by hand with a shovel, which is inefficient for large projects. My moat is exactly 3 blocks wide, which is a very important measurement that I chose specifically for defensive purposes. 3 blocks is significant because most players cannot jump across 3 blocks without special items, abilities, or enchantments. A normal jump in the game covers about 2 blocks horizontally, so 3 blocks requires either sprint jumping with perfect timing or using items like ender pearls. A moat creates a physical barrier that forces intruders to either find a bridge, which I will not provide, or try to go through whatever dangerous substance is inside the moat. The width I chose is specifically designed to prevent normal jumping, which adds a significant obstacle to my defense system that cannot be easily bypassed. Now, I am filling this moat with lava using commands again, because lava is extremely dangerous and perfect for defense. Lava is one of the most dangerous substances in the entire game because it causes continuous burn damage that stacks up quickly. It also destroys most items that are dropped into it, which means if someone dies in my lava moat, they lose all their equipment forever. I am leveling the lava carefully so it sits perfectly flat in the moat, creating a uniform surface with no variations. This creates a deadly barrier that absolutely no one can swim through, unlike water, which you can easily swim across. The orange glow of the lava also serves as a visual warning to anyone approaching that this is a dangerous area they should avoid. Anyone falling into this moat would take serious continuous damage and likely die within seconds, losing their items forever to the flames. Around the outer edge of the lava moat, I am placing cobwebs by hand in a single row, 1 block high and 1 block wide, forming another perimeter. I prefer to do this manually because it gives me more control over the exact placement and spacing of each cobweb block. Let me install security cameras on my house now to monitor the surroundings at all times. I am putting them on several spots around the building, including all corners and above the entrance. Actually, after looking at this setup, I think having too many cameras looks cluttered and unnecessary for this particular build. Sometimes less is more in design, and too many security features visible from outside can make a house look paranoid and unwelcoming. At each corner of my cobweb perimeter, I am building a special defensive tower with a snow golem inside to provide active defense. I am using fences for the main structure to create a cage that holds the golem in place. Quartz slabs form platforms for the golem to stand on because they look clean and match well with the white snow. Snow blocks make up the golem body, and a carved pumpkin goes on top for its head, which brings it to life. These snow golems will automatically throw snowballs at any hostile mob or player that approaches my house without any input needed from me. Snowballs do not cause much direct damage, which some people think makes them useless, but they have another important effect. They knock enemies back and can push them into my lava moat where the real damage happens. The advantage of snow golem guards is that they work completely automatically around the clock and never need rest or supervision. The disadvantage is that they melt in hot biomes like deserts or near lava, and their snowballs cannot hurt all types of enemies like blazes. For my final security upgrade, I am going back to those pressure spikes I placed earlier in the checkerboard pattern between the stake fence and lava moat. Between each regular spike, I am now placing toxic spikes, which add poison damage on top of the regular physical damage. Poison is a dangerous status effect because it continues dealing damage over time even after you leave the source. This creates a much more dangerous trap field because anyone stepping through will face two completely different types of damage simultaneously. The regular spikes hurt on impact, causing immediate health loss, while the toxic spikes continue dealing poison damage over time for several seconds afterward. By mixing these two spike types in the gaps between each other, great! My safest house is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ! You can hide in such a super secure house even during the zombie apocalypse. The most difficult thing is to enter it without taking damage. Ha ha!
Thank you guys. I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you like the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right!
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.